Jai Jai Shri Radheshyam. Welcome. Namaste Gurudevaya, Sarvasiddhi Pradayine, Sarvamagala Rupaya, Sarvananda Vidyayine. Sri Sri Bijoy Krishna Das Goswami. In the previous episode, we spoke about the principle of Guru and the different gurus that Sri Bijoy Krishna Das Goswami was taking Diksha from. He took Diksha in 1883 AD in the same place, same area where Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sri Gauranga took Diksha from Ishvarapuri Maharaj. And from here we continue. On not finding Bijoy Krishna in the morning, Brahmachariji, while searching for him along with Raghuvar Das Babaji, came to the peak of the hill and found him lying on a stone slab in a state of trance. Raghuvar Das Ji was astonished on seeing a particular type of glow emitting from his body at that time. Raghuvar Das Ji somehow brought Bijoy Krishna to the ashram with Brahmachariji's help. In spite of trying a lot, his external consciousness did not return. To protect Bijoy Krishna's body, Raghuvar Das Ji kept his body in a cave. A snake crawled onto Bijoy Krishna's body one day when he was in this state, but it did not do anything. Raghuvar Das Ji was a very affectionate Mahatma. He took great care of Bijoy Krishna's body during this time. Bijoy Krishna got back his external senses after 11 days. As soon as he was conscious, he asked, "Where is Gurudev? Tell me." Like a father, Raghuvar Das Ji tried to keep Bijoy Krishna calm by giving him food and bathing him at this time. But Bijoy Krishna's mind became extremely eager to have his Gurudev's darshan. In search of his Gurudev, he kept wandering about for a few days on different hills there, but could not get his Guruji's darshan anywhere. Because of the separation from his Guru, one day Bijoy Krishna resolved to commit suicide by jumping from the peak of the Brahmajoni hill. As he was about to jump off the peak of the Brahmajoni hill, suddenly his Guruji manifested and held his hand. Consoling him, Guruji said to him, "Do not worry, you will attain everything in due time. Engage in spiritual practice for now." Crying, Bijoy Krishna submitted to his Guruji, "Take me along with you. I cannot stay without you. I should not return to samsara now. I should stay with you and serve you." Hearing Bijoy Krishna's words, Guruji said with a smile that he stayed in Manasarovar. This lake is situated on a peak of the Kailash mountain. Generally, the place where people go is Mansarovar Lake, which is situated in Tibet. There is a huge difference between the two places. Manasarovar is an extremely inaccessible place. Only yogis who can withstand the vagaries of cold and heat are able to go there. Bijoy Krishna asked his identity. Disclosing his own identity, Guruji said that his name was Swami Brahmananda Paramahansa. He was born in a Brahmin family in Punjab. He had taken sannyas during the Sepoy Mutiny and pursued the spiritual practice, being in the fold of the Nanak Pantha. Later, he did the spiritual practice according to Vedic method. Bijoy Krishna asked him, "How have you come here from Manasarovar?" Guruji said, "Seeing your intense journey, I had come here to give you Diksha." Yogis can travel anywhere they want to by dissolving the 5 elements of the body with the 5 elements, with the help of the power of consciousness. Attracting the 5 elements with the help of their will power, they can again form the gross body. My gross body is like this. Lastly, he said to Bijoy Krishna, "It will never be possible for you to stay with me. You will have to distribute the power that I have given you among all men and women afflicted by tritap, spiritual, material, and supernatural afflictions. You are an acharya, offspring of the Advaita family." I want to make a parenthesis here. The Guruji that in this moment gave Diksha to Bijoy Krishna Goswami belongs to Guru Nanak, Sikh tradition. And the same Guruji said, "You cannot be with me, you have to go to help the people of the world, and you belong to the Advaita family." We can see here that such a level of siddhas has nothing to do with sectarism or religion. A sadhu, a saint, from one line is pointing his disciple to go to his own different line, Advaita, to preach and to help the people of the world. This is what a truly siddha will do. I think so, since the many biographies and stories about the Siddha Mahatmas are pointing that they act like this. There is no sectarism, there is no mind, there is nothing like this. But there is a paradharma, a superior level of dharma to do or to practice. You alone will have to undertake this task. Delivering sermons alone will not help in removing the misery of dharma. Delivering sermons alone will not help in removing the misery of dharma. You will have to give them power-infused Diksha. Power-infused Diksha. You will be able to see me whenever you want to. Engage in spiritual practice for now. You will become siddha, perfect. In due time, your wish will be fulfilled. Consoling him like this, his Guruji Paramahansaji went away. Staying at Akashganga hill, after this, Bijoy Krishna engaged in austere spiritual practice. Guruji manifested after some days and asked him to take sannyas. He said, "You will have to take sannyas. There is a sannyasi at Varanasi named Hariharananda Saraswati. Go to him, he will give you sannyas. Disclose everything to him, including your relinquishment of the Hindu Dharma and discarding of the sacred truth. Do as he asks you to do, that will be good for your well-being." According to his Guruji's instruction, he decided to go to Varanasi and take sannyas. At this time, his brahmachari friend told him that some Siddha Mahatma were staying in caves in the Baravar hill of Gaya. One day he went out to have darshan. of the Siddha Mahatmas along with his friend. Bijoy Krishna had a question in his mind at that time. It is possible to reach one second. Is it possible to reach the same destination through the sadhana of different sects? So the question is, if I do sadhana from the Sikh saint or Vaishnav saints, or the sadhana of Shaivism, etc., different sects, different philosophies, will I achieve the same goal? This is the question. Earlier Buddhist sadhus used to stay in the Barabar hill. Later, Hindu sadhus started living there for spiritual practice. When Bijoy Krishna arrived at the foot of the hill, he found an Agorpanthi Bhairav roaming about. The Bhairav appearance was horrible. He looked very terrifying, with his black complexioned face smeared with red vermilion. Immediately, on seeing Bijoy Krishna and the brahmachari, that Bhairav started hurling abuses and threw stones at them to drive them away. One stone hit Bijoy Krishna's foot also, yet with folded hands Bijoy Krishna advanced toward the Bhairav, bowed down to him and expressed his desire to have a darshan of the Siddha Mahatmas. On hearing Bijoy Krishna's words, the Bhairav said, "People come here always to create obstacles to the Mahatmas. Spiritual practice, that is why I stay in this horrible attire, to repel them and scare them away by throwing stones. It feels good to see you. Have some Mahaprasad at first, and then I will take you to the Mahatmas." The Bhairav brought Mahaprasad. The Mahaprasad of the Agori Bhairav was human flesh. Seeing this, Bijoy Krishna politely said with folded hands, "We are vegetarians. Pardon, please pardon me." Showing some displeasure, the Bhairav took him along to the cave to have the Mahatma's darshan. After reaching the place, Bijoy Krishna saw that 4 Mahatmas were sitting there in a state of trance, samadhi. As their trance broke, after some time the Bhairav introduced them and said, "They have come to have your darshan." One Mahatma asked the Bhairav, "Have they been served with any refreshment?" The Bhairav said, "They were offered Mahaprasad of human flesh, but they refused it. They have taken just some fruits, etc." On hearing the Bhairav's word, the Mahatma said, "You have done wrong. Eating human flesh is not forbidden in your Dharma. Does it mean that everybody will have to eat human flesh? Doing such a thing means insulting a guest." Bijoy Krishna asked, "Is eating such things a part of Dharma?" The Mahatmaji said, "Not that. Dharma is one, the aim is one, but there are different views and different paths according to people's tastes, and so people have to eat and behave according to the path they follow." Some paths grant rice and various tasty food, and some other paths allows only meat to eat. No sense of difference remains when the goal is attained. Look, all four of us were followers of completely different paths. They are Ramayat, Nanak Panthi, Kapalik, and I am a Ghori. We had not meeting point in the beginning. We were opposed to one another, but by virtue of spiritual practice, we have reached the same place. All our mutual differences of opinion have disappeared. All four of us are relishing the same form and taste of God. Difference of opinion, groupism, and sectarism exist as long as we are away from our goal. That is why differences exist in factors of food and mannerism along with difference of opinion. Having got the answer to the question that had been in Bijoy Krishna's mind, he derived limitless joy. Taking leave of the Mahatmas, Bijoy Krishna returned to Akashganga. The Mahant of Gorakhpur, Jogiraj Baba Gambhir Nath Ji, was also one among these Mahatmas. Baba Gambhir Nath of Gaya was recognized as a famous yogi of his time. He had performed spiritual practice for a long time in dense forests, caves, and on the bank of the Narmada. Goswamiji used to say, "There is no other Mahatma below the Himalayas like Gambhir Nath Ji at present. He possessed the power to create, retain, and destroy in just a moment by his glance. Having attained siddhi through spiritual practice in the bhav of wealth, he now remains engrossed in sweet bhav." Generally, three types of specialities are to be seen in Mahatma Gambhir Nath Ji's method of teaching. First, he had heartfelt love and sympathy for the physical and mental weakness of his disciples. That is why he did not burden his disciple with the heavy load of rules and regulations. Second, he did not consider it just to interfere with the freedom of judgment of any individual. He used to direct the mind and intellect of those who took his shelter to move toward their goal with his loving behavior. Third, verbal words of sermons were not needed for his disciples, as he infused spiritual power into his disciples' soul and expressed good wishes for their welfare silently. We read 2 or 3 times the word infuse spiritual power. Infuse in spiritual power. What does it mean? Happens that the Diksha is of 3 kinds. The most common that mostly of the sadhakas get is the Diksha from Guru Parampara, and that Diksha is the Mantra Diksha. The Guru will bring a mantra and sadhana and gyan. In the case of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we receive, depend of the sect, we receive different mantra Diksha. Being Mahamantra Hare Krishna, part of mantra Diksha, we receive the gyan, the meditation of Mahamantra, and the sadhana, the practice. What we have to do? We have a prescribed number to follow. Every single day since the time of Diksha, a prescribed number will follow with us in our mala, japa mala. Mahamantra should not be chanted out loud as a kirtan, but counting. If you want to chant Mahamantra loud, you can do it, but you must to count. Mahamantra is not a song, it's a mantra by itself. So this is in the case of Gaudiya Vaishnav. We have the mantra, the Gyan, the meditation of the Mahamantra, and the sadhana. This is the most popular and typical kind of Diksha that you will find nowadays. But there are two other kind of Dikshas that are extremely powerful, and one of those Dikshas is the Diksha that Bijoy Krishna Goswami got from his Guru. When he get the Diksha, he fell unconscious 11 days. And that unconscious is not that he was off, but he was in Samadhi, 11 days of Samadhi. The same happened with Sri Radharaman Charan Das Deva. When he got Diksha from his Guru, also he lost his consciousness. They enter into Samadhi, but this Diksha is very difficult to find and is only possible to get from a Siddha Mahatma, a Siddha Yogi, a Siddha extremely perfect Guru. The one that is very, very difficult to find nowadays, if not almost impossible in these times, and mainly on the popular lines around the world of the different schools of yoga. Very difficult to find something like this, that a guru can give you this infusion of energy. So all his spiritual power that is infinite will be put on top of you, inside you, boom, in the moment of Diksha. So the power is so strong that the mind, the body, and our spirit power has not the capacity to contain all the power, and then the sadhaka just fell unconscious per days, hours. This happened with all the big siddhas that I have been studying, by the way. And so that kind of Diksha is very difficult to find. It has a specific name, but it's not necessary now on video. There is a second kind of Diksha that also is extremely powerful, and only very advanced Siddha Mahatmas can do, and it's the Diksha that they will not infuse the spiritual power, but they will infuse their actions and mind into the disciple. So basically the disciple will in somehow turn mentally and spiritually as an expansion of his Guru, directly as his Guru. Will think, eat, walk, do sadhana as his Guru is doing. Without the Guru explaining what have to do, the disciple will receive that. It's like to say, I think I have been explaining exactly. So these are the two kind of supreme Dikshas that are very rare to find nowadays. And the third Diksha, the lower and most popular, is the one Mantrani is called. It's the Diksha that you get the mantra and you have a practice, a sadhana, you start doing, and step by step, gradually, you will start progressing in the spiritual life. Okay, this is the typical Diksha. But the first two Dikshas that I have been explaining, the perfection is in itself. It gets inside you, boom, like this. And then in no time, the sadhaka will become a siddha as well. At the time of giving Diksha, he used to especially give the following instructions. 1. All gods like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Kali, Durga are one. Do not discriminate. Forms are varied. Real form is one. 2. Follow the Sanatana Dharma. 3. Be respectful to the gods and Brahmins. 4. Believe in Nam and keep it a secret. Repeat Nam for 1 or half an hour in the morning and evening, or even for 15 minutes or for whatever time you have. So to do Nam Japa in the morning and in the evening. 5. Give lovingly to sadhus and the poor and needy, and remember that you are serving God. No place is empty. God is present everywhere. 6. Speak the truth. Do not behave deceitfully. Do not lie. 7. Do not slander others. 8. Respect all religions. 9. Analyze. Do not embark on that work which is found to be wrong by a thorough analysis. And 10. Giving up fruits of actions, do all good work with the sense of serving God. This is the best spiritual practice for householders. There is no doubt that everyone will benefit by Baba Gambhirnathji's teachings that are mentioned above. I want to just go to the point number 1 that can be a complex topic mainly for Vaishnavas, that reads, all gods like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Kali, Durga are one. Do not discriminate. Forms are varied. Real form is one. We are talking here that one in the sense of Brahman. Everything emerged from Brahman. But for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, or for Vaishnavas, the form of Brahman is eternal, but the form of Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan, is eternal, as the form of Paramatma also is eternal. For us as Gaudiyas, the eternal form that is producing and expanding everything is Krishna. But what we can take, because we have to develop, spiritual practitioner, the sadhaka must to develop this quality of finding nectar in every flower. There are better flowers than others, with better smell and color, yes, with better nectar, honey than others, yes. But in every flower, if your mind is a lotus, if your heart is a lotus, you will find nectar and auspiciousness in everything. So in this way, when it reads, do not discriminate Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Kali, Durga, you must see him as one only. How we must to understand this instruction? That a Siddha Mahatma will not give a wrong instruction, even if he is not part of our philosophy. A Mahatma, a perfect soul, will give a perfect instruction. The imperfection is on the ears of the listener, who is not prepared to realize and understand what is what. So in this case, how we as Gaudiyas or Vaishnavas can take these instructions? Very simple. My Krishna is the source of everything. This is established on Srimad Bhagavatam. It is mentioned in Sri Brahma Vaivarta Puranam. Everywhere that I study, I see that Krishna is the source of everything. My Ishtadeva, Radhesham Sundarlal, Krishna is the root of everything, no doubt. But how about Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, Ganesh, and all other luminaries? Well, in that way, I should not discriminate and see that everything is expansion of Krishna. The ones who are following the Parabrahman and want to fuse into the Parabrahman are no enemies, are no wrong. They are appreciating my Krishna from their own point of view and philosophical point of view. If those philosophies will be wrong, Krishna will not accept them. For some reason, Krishna also create that philosophy. For some reason, Krishna create other ways of seeing the divinity. I am lucky that Krishna has been revealing himself to me, and I can see and worship him in his real true form. But it doesn't mean that other sadhakas who are worshipping Ram Chandra or are worshipping Narasingha are wrong. Absolutely not. So in this way, we must to think, as Guruji is explaining us, Do not discriminate. See everything as the plan of God. God is in everywhere. If you are following Krishna, then you are very lucky. But not because of this, you must to put down anybody else. Shri Guru Devaya Namo Namaha. Shri Ramacharandas Deva Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radhe Shyam. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Shri Bijoy Krishna Goswami Ki Jai. Here ends the Diksha and Guru of Shri Bijoy Krishna Goswami. I will come back with some more stories from his biography because this is pure nectar, really. I feel it like that. I hope you enjoy as well and see you in the next. Panchakalpatarubhyacha kripa sindhubhyacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.